Anonymous Watch Guy here with an unboxing and overview video. Quick wrist check. Wearing the Accutron Astronaut today. The watch we are looking at today is called the Spaceship. So I am wearing the Astronaut. See what it did there? Pretty cool. But shout out to the big homie Bruce Williams for this watch. I won this watch as a giveaway on his Discord server. He has a drawing monthly for watches that he gets in for review. He gives them away to people that are a part of his Discord, so that's very cool. I did not buy this watch, but this watch is kind of a wild card watch, something a little bit different, something that you're not going to see every day. It is from Atowak. I think that's how you say the brand name, Atowak, and they make some really interesting and unique pieces, and they are pretty nice watches. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. Very nice display. You've got this kind of piano lacquer finished wooden presentation box. Very nice presentation on this watch. You lift it up here, and inside we have the watch. And this is a really interesting watch. Definitely isn't going to be for everyone. Get that. I think the brand probably gets that too. But if you're looking for something that's different, something that's a conversation piece, something that's fun, something that you're not going to see everywhere or on everyone else's wrist, definitely recommend checking out this brand because they have some interesting watches. Not just the Spaceship, but they have some other interesting watches as well. Again, this is the Atowak Spaceship, and it is a very futuristic looking, definitely looks like a spaceship. It's kind of a wandering hour watch. We'll talk a little bit about that here as we take a look at the watch. Interesting specs on the watch as well. Obviously, you've got a very uniquely shaped case. At its widest point down here, I measured it at just under 43 millimeters. You're in the 30 millimeter range up here at the top. It does narrow up from one end to the other end. I measured it at 52.6. The website says 53 millimeters. So it is about 53, I guess what you would call a lug to lug. It does have a interesting strap configuration here, not traditional lugs, but the end of the strap is 22 millimeters. So the measurements aren't too crazy for it looking like it does. It is 16 millimeters thick, so there is some thickness to the watch. It is not a thin watch, but it is not overly thick. It's not too thick that it's not wearable. It's definitely a little bit chunky, but it definitely is wearable on wrist. Your crown is a push-pull crown. It's up here at the 12 o'clock position. It's surrounded by this, almost like a full crown guard system here to an extent. It is just a push-pull crown. You do have just 30 meters water resistance on this, but this isn't a watch you're going to take diving or swimming or anything like that. So that's not something you really need to worry about, I don't think. It is running the Miyota 9039 movement that has been modified. So you've got this wandering hour configuration here. So you've got a solid movement in there. And it is a very nicely finished watch. This is all 316L stainless steel. And there is a really nice mix of finishes on this watch. You've got a nice brushing on the top of the case here. You've got some nice brush work on the side of the case. You've got a high polish kind of dividing line around the mid case. And then you've almost got like a bead blasted look to the bottom of the case here. So really nice finishing work on the watch. Definitely is, it looks good. It's well finished. You can tell it is a well-made watch. When you have this watch in hand, it definitely feels like a premium timepiece. And they are a little bit expensive. They are definitely a lot cheaper than what this watch looks like. It looks a lot like something you might see from MB&F, like one of their horological machines, or something from De Batoon. And those watches are 6 figures. So if you like that look and you're looking for something that kind of scratch that itch or check out something that's a little bit different, these come in at $1,899 US. Again, not inexpensive, but they do have a 10% off code that you can get 10% off on their website as well. This is a sapphire crystal, and it is really cool. It almost looks like it's a little bit faceted or stepped. Reminds me a little bit of the crystal on the Rado Diastar with that faceted look. But it is definitely almost chamfered. I mean, it's got a really cool look to it. And it obviously does have anti-reflective treatment. You can see the blue sheen for the anti-reflective treatment on that sapphire crystal. It looks really good. So how this watch operates basically, or how you tell the time. Your running seconds is that spinning dial you see there in the center of the watch. So you can tell the watch is running and keeping time if that seconds dial is spinning. And then you've got your wandering hours. So you can see 10, 11, and 12 on here right now. The one at the bottom facing your minute track essentially is your current hour. So to tell the time on this, basically, if it's over here, it's 11 o'clock. If it's over here, it's 11:59. Once you get to the 60, you're on your next hour. Your 12 would be over here at the 0. So right now, I can confirm that at the time I'm filming this, it is 11:35. You can see you've got your 11 at your 35 right there. So that is the correct time. This whole piece, I will show you kind of how it works here. I'll pull out the crown, and this whole piece spins, and you can see it flips over. See that change to the 1 up there at the top? That 11 will change to the 2. See it change to 2. The 12 will change to the 3. Really cool setup. So now if I left it there, the time would be 2:20. Doesn't really denote AM or PM. But again, just an interesting and creative way to tell the time, something that's a little bit different. Maybe not the easiest watch to read at a glance. Legibility probably isn't this watch's thing. But this watch isn't trying to be legible. It's trying to be something a little bit different, a little bit unique, and definitely really cool. I'm very impressed with the build quality of this watch. It definitely feels like a premium timepiece. The finishing on the watch is solid as well. Really nice finishing. Definitely on par with the price point. That sapphire crystal is absolutely wicked. Just love the look of that sapphire crystal. Really, really cool. And then you've got some lume that we'll check out on here also as well. But just really well done. I really like the backdrop to that wheel. It definitely looks futuristic. It definitely does look like a spaceship. It is really cool. I sent a picture of this watch to my girlfriend, and she said it looked like Batman's watch. I thought that was kind of interesting. It definitely looks like something that's different that she wouldn't expect to see. And I just think it's really cool. You've got the branding up here at the top too, Atowak. You've got the AK logo there. Really nice rubber FKM strap. You do have a twin trigger deployant. Your buckle there is signed with the branding as well. And then you've got your quick release system on the strap on the back. All these spaceship watches do come with 2 straps. It came with a black strap and a blue FKM rubber strap. Really nice strap. Then you've got a display case back. You've got a Atowak custom rotor on that Miyota 9039. You can see it is very nicely decorated. They did a really nice job of making the movement pleasant to look at. You've got some other specs on the back here. Spaceship. This is number 10 of 300. Again, these are limited. They only make so many of these. There's 300 of this particular version. There are different colors available on this watch. kind of different finishes. This one is the Nebula Silver. And there's definitely some different looks to the way they've done the finishing on the watches. But a really cool watch, really interesting looking, definitely a conversation piece. If you're looking for something different, definitely recommend checking out this brand because this is a very well-made watch, very nicely done. Again, nicely finished. It's really cool, great presentation. And I think it's one that's going to stay in the collection. So let's take a look at the lume on the watch, and then we'll see what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. So here's the lume on the watch, and you can see what they did here. It's really nicely done. That rotating center seconds disc is all loomed. Your entire minute track down there at the bottom of the watch is loomed. And then obviously each one of your hour indicators is loomed. So you could see what time it is pretty well in the dark. Really nice job on the lume on this one. Definitely better than I expected it to be. And it definitely looks as cool in the dark as it looks in the light. So definitely well done. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. You can see it wears very nicely. Definitely a little hefty, a little thick. The strap is very comfortable. Really well done on the strap. You can see it is a little bit larger watch, but it's not too large. Like if you had a smaller wrist than mine, you could pull this off if you wanted to. It's not too big. That case shape really looks interesting and feels interesting on the wrist. I definitely like the look of the watch. I think it's really cool. Definitely a fan of this brand. I think if you're interested in something different, in the budget price range, you don't have that many options. Maybe Zarek, everybody knows Zarek. But Atowak is coming onto the scene, and I really like what they're doing. So the Atowak Spaceship in Nebula Silver. If you liked the video, give me a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.